Bryan, welcome to the Wells Report on the Who's Next Project. Good to have you here, sir.
John David, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be with you.
Listen, man, we, the people of Texas, did our job. You know, they say in a republic, you get the government you deserve. Well, you know what? In Texas, we can say without any kind of remorse or without having to look over our shoulder one bit that we have done our job and we have not gotten the government that we bargained for, and it's because of Joe Straus. We sent a supermajority of conservative legislators to Austin, and they didn't do the job. They did part of it, but they didn't do all of it. Now, I want to know why it is that you taking over for Joe Straus would be better than just leaving Joe Straus there.
We have a conservative majority in the Texas House, and this session, that we're going to have a few less Republicans. We're actually going to have a more conservative Republican caucus, and I'm talking about folks that want to shake things up, that don't want to just go along to get along. It's really exciting. The voters are sending great folks to Austin. Now, these members will be this session, and even in the past, have been filing conservative bills for real fiscal responsibility, for strong pro-life legislation, things that the people of Texas want. They've told us they want this again and again. These bills are getting filed, but by and large, they're not seeing the light of day. Now, if the bills are supported by a majority of the House, well, that means they're supported by a majority of Texans, but they're not making it through the process. Something is wrong with the way the House is being run. So I'm proposing some tangible reforms to the House rules that take power away from the Speaker and give it back to the members. We don't believe in concentrated power, do we? As conservatives, our founders didn't believe in that. Why do we have 3 branches of government? Why do we have 2 houses in the legislature? Because we want to divide power. We don't want it concentrated in one place. Right now, the Speaker's office is way too powerful. So these bills that have broad support can die in the back rooms in the committee process. My proposal is to open things up and let the members really represent their districts. The people of Texas are sending conservative, liberty-minded reps to Austin. If we let them do their jobs, these bills that the people of Texas want are going to see the light of day, and currently they're just not. So that's why I'm not just talking about openness and transparency. You know, we're all for that, but I'm proposing some tangible reforms to the House that will actually bring that about. And then we can talk to our reps about why these bills aren't getting through, because right now they're just not.
There is a rule at this particular moment that can be done in secret where a bill can be killed by any particular member in the Texas House. Are you going to do away with that in your package of rule changes?
In general, yes. What we're proposing is this. If a bill has broad support among the members of the House, it shouldn't be bottled up in a committee. Now, the committee process is important, right? I mean, some bills need to go there, and they need to be vetted. We need to see if it's a good idea. We need to see if we can improve it. We have to have a system for making sure that good bills are making it through the process. But right now, bills that have the support of the majority of Texans and the majority of the House are not making it through. And so what I'm proposing is making it easier for members, if they have broad support, to get those bills out. And let's have a debate on the floor, and maybe we win, maybe we lose, but the people of Texas know where we stand and know why we did what we did. That's not too much to ask.
These bills deserve an up or down vote, and we have to start having those, and there's too much politics going on in the Texas House, and it starts with the Speaker and the rules, and yeah, you're on the right track and so on, but I've got to tell you something here. You know, the people of I speak with the people of Texas every day. The natives are getting restless. Okay, I mean, you know, it's like we're getting extremely tired of doing our job only to watch the Texas House and in some cases the Texas Senate as well not do their jobs. Now, I realize that some of these bills are not going to make it through the Texas Senate. I understand that, but I want to see the Texas House do something different this biennium. I want to see them actually do what the people want, and if that is something that you think you can bring about by changing rules and perhaps becoming the new Speaker of the Texas House, we will help you. But I've got to tell you, you know, we're just we're tired of these games being played that keep the conservative agenda from becoming the law of the land, and we really need something different. I would suggest, by the way, before I let you answer this rambling question, what I want you to do is I want you to start. I want an explanation as to why it is that a Republican Speaker of the House would appoint a Democrat as a chairman of any committee in Austin.
The frustration you're describing, we understand. I mean, people are frustrated. We tell them, get involved. vote, volunteer for candidates.
We've done that. We've sent you.
Exactly.
Well,
that's what I mean. People are frustrated because they're doing that, and we're not seeing the results. I don't blame folks. And this committee process we're describing may be one of the worst because we file these bills that people want. For example, to limit the growth of the government to population growth plus inflation. And everybody's for the bills, but they don't make it through the process. Terribly frustrating. There's too much power vested at the top and not to the individual members. That's going to open up a whole lot if we fix that. And, of course, the members vote on the rules. The Speaker can make suggestions. Normally what the Speaker wants is what we vote on. And so if we open up these rules, JD, it's going to open things up. We're going to see a lot more bills that have support moving through. And, again, I may like a bill, I may not like a bill, but as Speaker, I shouldn't be trying to thwart the process. That's not the Speaker's role.
Let me ask you this. Representative Bryan Hughes, our guest, he's from Texas House District 5. He is running for the Speaker of the Texas House. If people, and I have to say that I want to change the gavel. Okay, I am very much interested in a change of the gavel. I've asked Joe Straus to be on this broadcast. He blows me off like he blows off anybody else that's conservative, and I'm tired of it. Okay, I've got a memo here about garbage that he's thrown at the feet of conservatives. These emails that he sent out there talking about how Tea Party activists are idiots. You know what? We may be idiots, but we've got a voice, and we would love to use ours to silence his. In other words, here's a guy who spent way too much time at the top and needs a quick refresher in the private sector before he gets back into public service again. And we will help you, Bryan, but we got to know what you're going to do to get yourself elected as the Speaker of the Texas House. What are you going to do? How can we support you?
Here's what's happening right now. As you know, on January the 8th, the first day of the session, members of the House, after we're sworn in, will pretty quick elect the Speaker from among our numbers. That's what the Constitution says. That's when the vote takes place. Between now and then, my time is spent talking to these members. I've been spending a lot of time on the phone. I've been visiting with them, going to events, traveling. We know who the voters are, and we know how the process works. As you know, the Republican Party platform calls for those Republican members of the House to listen to their constituents, to have town hall meetings to see what they want about the leadership of the House. And so while I'm having these conversations with members are having conversations with their constituents back home, because we recognize we cast these votes on behalf of our constituents. So folks can help us by going to our website, HughesSpkr2.com, HughesSpkr2.com, Speaker.com, and endorsing us, giving us their endorsement. That shows that we have broad support among real folks, and we're very thankful to have precinct chairs, county chairs, members of the State Republican Executive Committee, Tea Party leaders, statewide leaders that are supporting us. That's a tremendous help. And then as these town hall meetings are scheduled, again, many reps are going to have town hall meetings, communicate and talk to them about the leadership of the House and what it ought to look like. And these are all people that listen to their districts, listen to their constituents. We're fresh off the election, so they're in touch with what their constituents care about. And so just having that conversation with your rep during that town hall process is one way to do it. That's a tremendous help. The folks back home don't vote directly on the Speaker race, but folks back home don't vote on legislation either. But as reps, we listen to our constituents and see what they want, and we try to carry out their wishes. So that's really it. And at one level, it's inside baseball because only those 150 reps can take the vote. But we all listen to our constituents.
Well, one of two things is going to happen. We're either going to have a new Speaker of the House in the form of Bryan Hughes, who will move the conservative agenda forward, or we will have somebody else moving the conservative agenda forward at some point, and I'm not leaving anytime soon. Bryan Hughes, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir. I certainly hope you're the next Speaker.